Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video, we are going to be ranking all Honda Accord generations from worst to best, in my opinion. Now I want to make that clear. It's in my opinion, okay? I'm pretty much just basing this off of looks. This is just how I think they look, if they look cool or not. Sure, some of them I might mention something about the engine, if I know something about the engine, but I don't know everything about every Honda Accord generation and all their engines and all that stuff. So for the most part, it's just based off of like looks, price, reliability, comfortability, you know, just stuff like that you can see, that anybody can see. Especially since I've never owned one. I want to make that clear too. I mean, before people are like, oh, well, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never owned any Honda Accord in my life. I'm just ranking them for fun, man. It's YouTube, okay? I'm not making a freaking blog about it. I'm just making a fun video I want to make. Relax, okay? Without further ado, oh, song of the day, almost forgot. It's by Gunna, and it's Back to the Moon. Banger. If you like rap music, go check it out. But without further ado, let's get right into the list with my least favorite generation of the Honda Accord, number 11. Number 11 is, ironically, going to the 11th generation, which is technically, I don't even think has been released yet. Actually, it could have been. See, this is what I mean. I don't know, okay? So don't be like, oh, this guy's an idiot. But if you look it up, it's pretty decent looking. In my opinion, it just looks incredibly boring, though, compared to almost every car on the road. I understand, you know, Accords have never really been one to stand out. That's kind of their whole point, is they're just an economy car. But I don't know. I mean, it just does not hit the right spots for me whatsoever. I wish they made it like just a little bit more aggressive. Like the 10th gen Accord was pretty aggressive. Like it was decently aggressive, but this one is just so like rounded off, and it looks like, obviously, you know, Accords are pretty much like bigger Civics, and so it looks like the Civic, but it's just so much worse. Coming in at the number 10 spot, however, is going to a classic, the 2nd generation. In my opinion, it didn't change enough from the 1st generation, and that's just disappointing. I know we all love classic cars, but this one just ain't it, in my opinion, okay? Like, yeah, Honda had some really cool cars back in the day, and this is definitely one of them, you know? I'm not going to say it's a bad car. I like almost all the Accords, so it doesn't really matter that it's here at number 10. I still like it. It's just, compared to the rest, it just doesn't do anything for me. It's old, it's slow, it doesn't look special at all. It's just not my style, you know? And again, it didn't really change from the 1st gen. If I was to get like a really old Honda that was like built around that time, I would be getting a Prelude or even a Civic over the Accord all day, every day. It just isn't that special to me. Coming in at the number 9 spot, however, is the grandpapa, the great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather of the Accords, the 1st generation. Again, it's just not my style. I understand if you like classic cars, you're probably going to love this one. You'll probably comment down below and be like, this kid is such a new school 23-year-old idiot that doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to good cars and their beautiful building style. I understand that stuff, okay? I do get it. I like the 1st gen Civic, as a matter of fact. I think it's really cool. I like a lot of old cars. The 69 Camaro SS is absolutely gorgeous to me. But it's just kind of mid, okay? It's just kind of mid. It's slow, it's unsafe, it's unreliable, it's incredibly small, and I'm 6 foot tall, so I probably won't even be able to drive the thing. It's uncomfortable, and it just doesn't really check any of the boxes. Its looks are okay. I will give it that. Its looks, you know, it has that retro look to it. I kind of like it, but besides that, eh. Coming in at the number 8 spot, however, is going to the 6th generation Accord. In terms of looks, this one is just boring as hell. I feel bad for this one because I really feel like the 6th gen could have gotten a little bit higher, but the problem is these cars are the definition of a beater at this point. I mean, if it's a great car, you know, in every way. So I'm not hating people that buy them for like daily beaters, but they are so beaters. It's so hard to see a 6th gen Accord done right. When you do see one done right, yeah, it's pretty good. It gets my stiffy up, I'm not gonna lie. But when it's so rare. Every 6th gen Accord, I have a friend actually who has a 6th gen Accord. Not my friend, I don't know why I said friend, but I have there's somebody in my life I know who has a 6th gen Accord, and her front bumper is literally held up by like 50 pieces of bright neon green tape. It's like, it's just not, they're all just so clapped out, man. It taints a bad image in my mind. Coming in at number 7 spot, however, is the newest one that we have that I know has been released, the 10th generation. In my improvement, this is kind of the opposite of the last one, the 6th generation. It looks incredibly nice, but that's kind of where it ends. I don't really think it's a good idea to buy a 10th gen right now. It's slower than a PT Cruiser and still pretty expensive. It's just, doesn't really check the boxes. Obviously, it is reliable. You know, it's a Honda. It's going to be every one of these Accords are going to be reliable. It's kind of pointless to mention reliability when talking about these cars, but it looks really, really cool. Like, it looks aggressive and sick, and I love these things modified when they stand. Oh my god, and they're still clean. You know, they're not beater cars yet because they're brand new, pretty much. But again, the reason why I kind of have to put it here at number 7 and not higher is it's just so overpriced for what it is, and they really, I feel like, I mean, the Accord never was meant to be like a race car, but I feel like they just kind of completely gave up on the whole race car idea. Coming in at the number 6 spot is going to the 3rd generation. In my opinion, this is a massive improvement from the first 2 generations. It looks way different, to say the least. This is going to be one that's definitely going to be very divisive. I feel like a lot of people don't like the 3rd gen. They look really boxy, and people usually don't like that boxy kind of styling, but in my opinion, it looks just like the 3rd gen Prelude, and I love the 3rd gen Prelude. It obviously is a little bit bigger. It's not as sleek as the 3rd gen Prelude because it's an economy car. It's not meant to be, but I don't know, it works. It also has pop-up headlights. I mean, come on, like, it checks all the boxes. Is it slow? Yeah. Is it probably pretty ugly to the rest of the world? Yeah. Is it ugly to me? Hell no. Do I care that it's slow? Hell no. I like it. It's weird. It's unique. It's wacky. Would I ever actually buy one? Not in a million years. I would never. Even if I had $1 billion, I would never buy a 3rd gen Accord. But I like them. Coming in at the number 5 spot, this is like the old beater, the 5th generation Accord. At this point, it's the CD5s, and they're starting to get a little bit known in the community, so it really doesn't make sense to buy them as a beater. So everybody that buys beater Accords are going on to the 6th gen. But literally just a couple years ago, these things were all over the place and they were destroyed. I always recommend this if you can find one in pretty good condition, but again, they are rising up in price. I always recommend this as a good first car, though. They are so reliable, so beautiful. The front looks nice. The rear looks kind of goofy, if I'm being honest. Like, it's too squared off and weird. It doesn't look sporty enough, but it can be quick too. You know, it's an old cheap Accord. Just expect to find like 20 Dr. Dre CDs in this one, because it's like the perfect 2000s drug dealer's car. So it's gonna have some weird, wacky stuff going on about it, but I think it's a really cool car. Is it the best of the best? Not at all. Is it a bad Accord? Not at all. Is it a bad car? Not at all. Coming in at the number 4 spot is going to the 8th generation of the Accord. I think the 8th gen Accord and 8th gen Civic in general are both such underrated freaking economy cool little sedans that you can buy. Sure, it doesn't look awesome, you know, it's not like beautiful, but it doesn't look bad either. In the coupe version, you can get a coupe 8th gen. If you get the coupe 8th gen, dude, it looks sick. Okay, it looks awesome. It does. I will say, you know, even if you get the coupe or the sedan, they do look like a turd on a stick when they're stock, but they can look incredible, is what I was trying to say. You know, all you got to do is lower these things, put some nice wheels on it, put a couple lip kit on it, and you're golden. You know, sure, you have a grandma car when it's stock, but then you're golden like 5 minutes later. You know, you go down to your AutoZone and you buy those fake hood vents and the claw marks. Oh man, you're gonna be the coolest kid in town. Coming in at 3rd place is going to be one that people are going to 100% disagree with me on. You're probably going to disagree with me on this whole list, but it's the 7th gen. The 7th gen, I don't know what it is about the 7th gen Accords, but I love it. The looks are honestly not that great to most people, but to me, they work so well. I love, like, the rear ends of the Accord sedans, 7th gens Accord sedans are sexy. I like the front end of the coupes. I wish it kind of combined the two, if I'm being honest. It came with a 6-speed manual. The 6.6 7th gens are freaking sick. You got a V6 with a 6-speed manual in those bad boys. They can make good power too. I mean, obviously it's a freaking Accord. It's a Honda. I mean, it's obviously, again, reliable as hell, and you can store all your jarred farts in it since it's large enough, and it's at that perfect spot right now where it's got like, it's cheap as hell because nobody really wants them, but then they're gonna rise up in price in a couple of years because people are gonna want them. It's just such a good one. Coming in at 2nd place, however, is going to the 9th generation. In my opinion, they literally took the 8th gen Accord and just made it better in every way. It looks way more aggressive. The coupe is even better. The car's slightly faster. It's more reliable. Also, yes, I know it's modern, so it's a little bit boring to you guys probably, and it's probably still a little bit overpriced, but I love them. They're definitely not the best investment right now, would I say? No, they're going to depreciate a little bit more, and I think you're going to be able to, in like 3 or 4 years, I think these cars will be at their peak buying point, you know? But right now, I mean, they're still such a really, really, really nice car. They're modern as hell, have all the modern features you could want. They're obviously reliable. They're still quick before Honda lost its way and started making their cars boring, in my opinion. And it looks good. And you can get a coupe, and the coupe is really cool. But if you've been paying close attention and you know the process of elimination, then you know that 1st place, my favorite Accord, is the 4th generation, the CB7 Accords. They are just freaking awesome. Simplicity works this thing. It's perfect. It may be a box on wheels, but it's a lovely box on wheels. It's like a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch on wheels, whereas all the other boxes on wheels are boxes of like Golden Grams on wheels. I don't know. I hate Golden Grams, though. If you like Golden Grams, I'm sorry, but I hate them. It could use some work, you know, for looking better. I'm not going to say stock. These cars look great. If you lower it, put some nice wheels on it, and then put, you know, some lips on it and stuff like that, then it looks great. But yes, for stock, it's not the best. But in my opinion, it is just an underrated little sleeper. And I think everybody should look into these if they're looking at like old, retro, cool Japanese cars, because this is a one to write home about for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the ranking all Honda Accords from worst to best. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other cars I should rank. There's a ton of like cool car brands. Volkswagen, maybe? The GTI? Maybe? I don't know. But let me know. Let me know what you guys think I should rank next. I enjoy doing these. Obviously, it's just based off of opinion, and there's no real facts in them, so you guys probably don't really care. But I like them. Okay? Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.